News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Karen Moskow.
Karen, we begin with the latest on the trade wars. President Donald Trump is promising to press ahead with his plans for aggressive tariffs. He says there will be no extensions to his August 1st deadline for higher import rates. That's after the president said he wasn't 100% firm on the new date earlier this week.
It wasn't a change. It was August 1st. We don't change very much. Every time we put out a statement, they say he made a change. I didn't make a change. Clarification, maybe. And at his latest cabinet meeting, heard live here on Bloomberg Radio, President Trump said he will impose a 50% tariff on copper products entering the U.S. He floated even higher rates on pharmaceuticals. We're going to give people about a year and a half to come in, and after that, they're going to be tariffed if they have to bring the pharmaceuticals into the country, the drugs and other things into the country. They're going to be tariffed at a very, very high rate, like 200%. And despite progress with the European Union, President Trump says he may announce a new tariff rate on that bloc within the next 2 days due to their taxes and fines on U.S. tech firms. The president says at least 7 countries could find out their trade status in letters later this morning.
Meanwhile, Nathan, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the tariff hikes are bringing in big money to the U.S. He also spoke during the cabinet meeting.
We will have taken in about $100 billion in tariff income thus far this year, and that's with the tariffs, the major tariffs not having started till the second quarter. So we could expect that could be well over $300 billion by the end of the year.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says a major jump in tariff collection will start on August 1st when new tariff rates take effect.
Karen, let's get to the latest now on the disaster recovery in central Texas. Search crews continue to slog through thick mud and debris looking for any survivors of the catastrophic flooding along the Guadalupe River. Texas Governor Greg Abbott says 109 people are confirmed dead and at least 161 may still be unaccounted for.
The hearts of our fellow Texans are breaking every single day because of what people of this community and the surrounding area are going through.
Governor Greg Abbott toured the disaster zone yesterday. Texas game wardens say their crews have searched more than 26 river miles with helicopters, drones, boats, and canine units. They say their team alone saved about 444 people and recovered 30 bodies. President Trump plans to visit the area on Friday.
Nathan, the U.S. will start charging interest again on student loans. The Education Department says it will begin collecting from an estimated 7.7 million borrowers who have been in legal limbo since a repayment plan created by former President Joe Biden was blocked in court. Interest charges for people enrolled in the Saving on a Valuable Education or SAVE program will begin on August 1st.
Let's turn to markets now, Karen. Apple is losing more talent. Let's get the latest with Bloomberg's John Tucker. Who's Apple losing now, John?
The number 2 man, the chief operating officer, Jeff Williams, is retiring. The 62-year-old Williams was actually once considered a possible successor to the CEO, Tim Cook. Sadiq Khan will replace Williams as the COO, while Apple's design team, that's going to shift to reporting directly to Tim Cook. Now, at Apple, Williams was known for crafting a supply chain that could handle hundreds of millions of devices a year, while also sourcing components from thousands of suppliers around the world. A huge job. Well, this marks a major changing of the guard at an already tumultuous time for the iPhone maker. Yesterday, you'll recall we told you about the departure of Ruming Pang, a distinguished engineer and manager in charge of the Apple Foundation Models team. He's headed to Meta. In New York, I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Radio.
All right, John, thank you. A disappointing first day of Prime sales helped lead to a drop of 1.8% in Amazon shares. Momentum Commerce says sales fell almost 14% in the first 4 hours of the event compared to the same time last year. Bloomberg's Spencer Soper says there's one major change this year.
It's a 4-day event this year, as opposed to 2 days. So it's still interesting to see that out of the gate, it was soft, but they've spread this over 4 days now. So the question is there less of a sense of urgency among shoppers, like, oh, that's a good deal, I better buy it now before we run out of time?
Bloomberg's Spencer Soper says Amazon launched Prime Day in 2015 to attract new subscribers who pay $139 a year for shipping discounts, video streaming, and other benefits.
That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Nathan Hager.
I'm Karen Moskow, and this is Bloomberg.